It's all covered in today's China Truths.
China is confronting a dangerous wave of infections that can become fatal in as little as one day. Across China, a fast-moving wave of respiratory infections is gripping cities and rural towns alike, leaving hospitals packed and families terrified. Within only a few weeks, cases have surged so sharply that in many emergency rooms, a 3-hour wait is now considered short. What unsettles people the most is not simply the rise in infections, but the speed at which otherwise healthy children and adults are deteriorating. Parents describe fevers that spike overnight, followed by sudden breathing problems. Adults in their 30s and 40s, once perfectly well, collapse with severe complications before anyone can react. The Chinese CDC's latest weekly report, released on November 20th, 2025, recorded 955 flu-like outbreaks in just 1 week, from November 10th to 16th. Doctors in multiple provinces say patient numbers have soared far beyond normal seasonal trends. Across Henan, Jiangxi, and Zhejiang, several severe cases have drawn widespread attention. In Henan, a 3-year-old boy developed a fever before dawn and was initially diagnosed with a common cold. Less than a day later, he passed away. In Jiangxi, a 12-year-old developed white lung within 24 hours of her first symptoms. A 39-year-old woman in Hangzhou progressed from mild flu to critical condition in only a few days. In some regions, such as Heilongjiang, basic flu testing is unavailable at local clinics. Families rely on home medication until symptoms worsen enough to require IV treatment. Parents from Inner Mongolia to North China report entire classes falling sick within days. Some kindergartens have seen 1/3 of children absent as infections sweep through classrooms. Pediatric departments nationwide are overwhelmed. Beds are full. Hallways are crowded. Many hospitals now receive 3 to 5 times their usual number of young patients each day. On social media, comparisons to previous waves of major respiratory outbreaks have triggered intense discussion. Users note the similarities in symptoms, the suddenness of severe cases, and the rapid rise in hospitalizations. What amplifies public concern is the growing number of accounts describing previously healthy people, some very young, suffering sudden, fatal complications. In Hebei's rural areas, residents say multiple people in their 30s to 50s have passed away since October, with causes ranging from severe lung conditions to sudden cardiac events. A man in Qingdao recounted that several of his peers have died since 2020 due to rapidly progressing illnesses. In Xi'an, doctors report seeing younger patients with conditions previously common only among older adults. Guangdong has also reported 14 severe influenza cases among children since September, including 1 death. Health authorities explain that limited circulation of the H3N2 strain in recent years has weakened immunity nationwide, contributing to the intensity of this surge. This year's flu peak is expected from mid-December to early January, with rhinovirus, RSV, and enterovirus also circulating at high levels. Still, many citizens express uncertainty online, questioning whether the full picture is being communicated. With hospitals under immense pressure and reports of severe cases continuing to spread, fears grow that the situation may be more complex and more serious than official statements suggest.
On the afternoon of October 9th, disaster struck again. A magnitude 5.4 earthquake jolted Xinlong County in Sichuan's Garzei Prefecture at 1307, shaking homes and hearts alike. The quake's shallow 10-kilometer depth sent violent tremors across the region. Residents said it felt like a massive truck thundering through the house. One man recalled, "My phone didn't even warn me. The floor started shaking violently. I thought it was over. I ran into the bathroom. Outside, cars were rocking as if hit by waves." But the quake was only the beginning. Across the country, disasters are striking one after another, and the silence from above is deafening. While local authorities tighten the flow of information, Guangxi province has been hit by a second wave of devastating floods in just a week. In Baise and Longzhou, torrential rains and emergency dam discharges have drowned entire towns. Homes vanished beneath muddy waters. Streets turned into rivers. Villages were cut off for more than 10 days, with no rescue, no power, and no food. A villager from Duomu village, Najia town, said through tears, "Look behind me. The first floors are gone, the second floors are filling up, and the fields are underwater. There's no electricity, no help. We eat raw noodles because the stoves are all soaked." Another added bitterly, "Even the cows are living on the third floor, and the chickens are sleeping on rooftops." These floods came during what should have been a season of joy, China's National Day and Mid-Autumn Festival. Instead, the people of Longzhou have suffered 2 catastrophic floods in just 8 days. Crops are gone. Rice has sprouted underwater. Typhoons flattened what little remained. "This year's harvest is gone," a farmer said quietly. "We've worked all year for nothing. We feel completely helpless." By 9:30 a.m., one resident filmed from Zhongqing Garden saying, "I've lived here my whole life. I've never seen water this high. Everything below the main road is gone, and it's still rising." In Baisi City, despair is everywhere. "The roads have disappeared," a man said. "We can't reach the villages. No trucks, no supplies, no power, no food. We've gone days without eating. We're exhausted." Others showed scenes of chaos. "Our chickens are dead. The flood swept away our tables and chairs. The water's up to our waists. If it keeps rising, we'll lose our homes again tonight." Upstream, the Longtan hydropower station in Tianyi County opened its floodgates twice, on October 4th and October 8th, intensifying the destruction downstream. Villagers accused the dam of worsening the crisis. "Our farmland is gone. Our animals are gone. Everything's underwater now. If the rain doesn't stop, there will be nothing left alive." In rural Guangxi, the devastation is total. Fields that once fed families are now vast, rotting swamps. The rice has sprouted. The corn is black with mold. The smell is unbearable, a farmer said. Another asked a painful question. Baise is facing a once-in-a-century flood, yet the whole internet is silent. Is it not worth saving lives, or is someone trying to bury the truth? Across the provinces, floodwaters keep rising. Houses are swallowed, fish ponds destroyed, and livestock swept away. One woman cried to the sky, "Heaven, please stop this. Ordinary people can't live like this anymore. We have no food, no clean water, no way out." As water continued to rise across provinces, houses, stores, and farmland disappeared beneath the floodwaters. Fish ponds overflowed, livestock drowned, and survivors could only pray. Even the roadside told its own story. Corn laid out to dry had grown long, pale sprouts, proof that the floods had lasted far too long. Each cob, blackened with mold, whispered of days without sun, of homes without light, and of a people left to fend for themselves in silence. In Henan province, known as China's Granary of the Central Plains, and in Shandong province, after suffering a severe summer drought, farmers are now enduring a month-long stretch of cloudy and rainy weather during the autumn harvest season. Corn and peanuts have been badly damaged, sprouting and rotting in the fields. The losses are devastating. Farmers are left in tears. This year, corn sells for only 0.6 yuan per jin, just enough to buy a bottle of mineral water with 2 jin. During summer, Henan faced extreme drought. When corn needed water the most, there was no rain. Farmers had to irrigate manually under 43°C heat, with the ground so dry it smoked. But when harvest finally came, torrential rain fell endlessly. The fields were flooded knee-deep. Oxygen couldn't reach the roots. Farmers had no choice but to pull corn out of the mud by hand. The very crops they had fought to save all rotted in the fields. In some places, an entire acre produced only 30 jin of corn, not even a fraction of previous years. Worse still, the soaked corn turned moldy, not fit for humans or even livestock. The mold produces aflatoxin, a toxic substance that damages the liver and endangers both humans and animals. This year, Henan is truly at its breaking point. Unless you're from Henan, it's hard to understand the heartbreak of its farmers. In 2025, China is trapped in an endless chain of disasters. The scorching sun burns through farmland, cracks riverbeds, and drains entire lakes dry. People struggle to breathe under suffocating heat as cities melt beneath their own silence. Crops die before harvest, and the air carries the smell of drought and despair. Mountains stand bare, forests turn to ash, and the ground itself seems to cry. Nature is no longer kind. It punishes those who defy its order. The warning from heaven has begun, yet few are willing to listen. Then come the floods that swallow the land whole. Torrential rains pour across Guangxi, Henan, Sichuan, Hubei, Hunan, and Guizhou, sweeping away homes, bridges, and entire towns. Villages disappear beneath muddy waves as people cling to rooftops, praying for rescue that never comes. The government silences the truth, claiming peace while chaos reigns. But water cannot be silenced. It carries the truth that lies cannot hide. Every submerged field, every broken dam, is a line in heaven's warning. The land weeps, but those in power refuse to repent. As the disasters spread, strange signs begin to appear. Lightning strikes from clear skies, and rivers glow in the dark as if alive. Fish float lifelessly, and winds howl like voices of the dead. Ancient temples crack, and villagers whisper of omens written in the sky. The earth trembles not from nature alone, but from the decay of human morality. Heaven once blessed this land, yet man repaid it with greed and deceit. When virtue dies, even the stars turn away in sorrow. For decades, the Chinese Communist Party has defied heaven and humanity alike. It silenced faith, destroyed compassion, and ruled through fear and lies. But now, heaven answers, with drought, with flood, with fire. These are not coincidences. They are messages carved into the earth. The empire built on deception is beginning to tremble. Heaven's patience is ending. And its warning grows louder with every storm. What collapses next may not be mountains, but the regime itself.
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.